Who's ready to play?
Is that a trick question?
Yeah.
Pick me, choose me.
This is the all Spanish episode where it is. Everyone
Oh,
speaks
wait,
Spanish.
wait.
Tell him
Something came up.
Telenovela.
Spanish novella.
Oh, I love that.
Yo
I'm
no
getting
hablo
feminist
español muy bien.
right in the face.
It is like this.
Everyone just make very shocked faces all the time.
Telenovela?
I already do.
My pearls.
Oh no.
Oh no.
They are.
All right. So last time, who recapped last time? I forget.
I think it is my turn.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's only one person left.
There
I
is
think it
only
is
one
me.
person left. And
Yes.
it's Eladrian. Go ahead and tell us what happened
It's
last
I.
time.
Well, on the last time here, in the Crimson Skies, you will see, we were going into a cave. We started out in a cave. There was Corsine all over the cave. There was like dust frozen into the air. It was kind of like a weird fog, thick and hard to breathe in. But I don't know. We went through this cave. There was some noises every once in a while, like swoosh noises, and we didn't know what they were. So I was going to run into the cave, but they didn't want me to run into the cave, so I did not run. But everybody started doing some yoga or some sort of stretching. Koshka and the drag was doing the stretches. They were doing that really good. But anyway, as we got into the cave, this dust just rolled off of Midas like water off a duck's back, and something happened. Something happened. We didn't know what it was, but something killed anything. It was
Oh, I forgot.
very surprising. We didn't know what happened. And then we noticed that in the cave there were some words written on the walls, and those words were actually names of the 7 air genasi that has also tried this trial already. And so, they were had been there before, but we never saw them again. So probably people that carved their names into the walls themselves, Oh, Pippi found a bone. Pippi found a bone in the cave. That was a good time. Oh yeah. Oh, Zar, he saw a skull over on the side of the cave, but it was cracked wide open. We didn't really know why, and we kept hearing this noise. So we keep going past, and the next thing you know, we run into a geyser right in the middle of the room. It's very large, spewing lots of water right in the middle of this cave. And there's another pond right around it. But anyway, we kept looking around because we were looking for the flower of the star orchids of the moon time shining, the starring, that place. We were looking for the flowers, and so when we thought maybe right in the middle there was the flower. And so as soon as we go and see to the flower, crazy spider shield head drops from the ceiling and tries to attack us. He attacked us a lot. He was crazy. It was like every time one of us did something, that he did something right back to us. And then he was invisible, and we could not see him at all. We did not know what was happening. And Zar, his dragon's heads come out of his book, and they boomed like thunder, and they cracked the stone on the 3 stalactites, and caused 3 of the red to fall onto the bad guy's head. Oh man, that was great. Drag even hit him with her trident, and it started to vibrate like a tuning fork. And paralyzed him. Couldn't even move anymore. So Midas took the opportunity and ran full speed ahead and punches him square in the mouth. Double spinning, triple smash hit. It was pretty impressive. So many things happened. And then at the very, very end, Zar hit him with the burning hands. And the next thing you know, the monster and all of his brains just submerged slowly into the water. And that is where you find us now, here, on this episode of Crimson Skies.
You
Insert theme music.
That was 11 caves, by the way.
Oh yeah, there were 11 of those things. There's 11 of those damn caves.
All right. So indeed, you guys slayed the Shaka, and the body of the scorched Shaka lies motionless and face down in the small lake of water that's around the geyser. Another burst erupts from the geyser as the sounds of the splash reaches the ceiling of the cave, barely touching where there's moonlight shining through. The cave is otherwise silent, aside from some of you catching your breath after the battle. And Eladrian, you are currently holding the Starlight Orchid. You have it on your possession.
I have. Go ahead.
What are you gonna do?
I don't even know I'm going to hold on to this thing. Oh my gosh, I have it. Guys, I have the flower of the moon, the orchid moonshine. The morkid einshine. What is this thing called?
Are
I
you
have
having
it.
a stroke?
No, I have the flower.
Quick, Midas, eat it so we can get the thing off your, off your wrist.
I'm not eating that.
Oh, quickly. Midas, you must.
No, wait. Don't we have to bring it back to the guy, the meaty soup or whatever it is, and then and then they will take it off? We can't eat it. We need it, no?
It's supposed to be an offering. I'm not eating some god's offering. I'd rather, live.
Okay,
You know
that's a
what?
good point.
I actually agree with you today, Mantis.
Maybe you become a god if you eat it.
Maybe you turn into a god, Midas.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
It's possible.
Fine, then you just be a peasant the rest of your life. Okay.
I'm not a peasant.
A peasant? Who are you
Peasants
calling a
cannot
peasant?
wear this or, can afford this. And then he, looks at it and goes,
Okay, so how are we getting out of here?
the way we... Oh, wait. Didn't they lock us in here?
Maybe?
I thought I did hear the big locks closing once the door slammed behind us.
It's a good point.
Ladrin, did they tell us how to get out?
Did they tell us how to get out? No, they just said to come get the flower of the moonshine orchids.
What?
Yes, that's all they said. They said, come and get the flower, then, to bring it back. I don't know how we're supposed to get back. We should maybe want to try like a chant?
You didn't think about asking them this?
Open sesame! I don't think that worked.
Nothing happens.
Nothing.
Maybe you gotta say it in Spanish.
I'm not sure.
Sesame! Nope, nothing again.
I wonder what language that would be in D&D terms.
Uncommon.
Uncommon.
That's the language. We would be
Do we
lucky.
just try looking around for a different exit?
What was that, Jay?
She said, can we try looking around for a different exit?
Sure. Like where? So you just kind of want to look around the cave?
Yeah, maybe we have to go through it.
Yeah. So you kind of take a walk around, Dragon. You're a little bit beat up from the encounter with the Shaka, but and you're in the. You can go to the battle map. It's where you guys kind of ended off last time.
Yeah.
And as you look around the cave, you don't see any potential exit. All you kind of have is the way that you came, and the only kind of outside that you can see is the light that's coming from up on the ceiling. There's a small hole that has moonlight shining down through it, and that's what kind of hits the pool of water that the geyser is made, where the Starlight Orchid was kind of blooming, was in the moonbeams that were coming from essentially like a little skylight.
So do we try the geyser?
I think so.
Oh, that's...
You want to stand on top of the geyser? Absolutely. This is a must do.
Do you think that maybe one of the vines is long enough that whoever gets thrown up there could detach a vine, and then the rest of us could climb up said the vine?
Or do we have rope with us? Does anybody have rope?
You're so smart.
Rope. I have soap.
I do not think I have any rope.
Right.
Let me check.
I have a bag of sand.
I don't know if that'll do anything.
I have rope. I have 50 feet of rope.
I also have 50 feet of rope.
Oh,
Okay.
together we have 100 feet of rope.
Okay,
I'm so happy you
of
can
rope.
do math, Aladrin.
Rob, math is not hard when you put a little bit of effort into it.
So can we see how far up the geyser goes? Like, can we be like, oh yeah, that's possibly 100 feet?
Yeah, so you wait a little bit, and so in this room, kind of like, we'll say like wall to wall from like any direction, it's about 100 feet like wide. The ceiling goes up to like, if you had to roughly guess, it's got to be like 45 to 50 feet high. And as you take a few minutes kind of waiting for the geyser to erupt again, it eventually does, and you see that the water kind of just barely touches the ceiling, like kind of like the last little bits of water splashes and kind of touches the ceiling.
All right. Well, I think the way that we do this, you guys, feel free to butt in here at any point in time. Goshka, I think you're the smallest, so I think we put you on the geyser with the rope, and then we let the geyser take you up to the top, and you jump off of the top of the geyser somehow, or you jump from the bottom, and like momentum, it will carry you, physics or something like that. And at the top, you will launch up, and then you will be able to take the rope and tie it off somewhere at the top, and then you'll be able to let it down for us to climb up the rope.
I don't love water.
Don't love water. Well, you are a
No.
duck.
I
don't
am
think anybody
a cat.
No, you're
You'll be fine.
a mighty duck.
Okay. I will give it a shot.
Can prestidigitation at all keep water off of her for a little bit of time?
It's a good question. I'll look it up. Think about it. What else you got? I know it can clean you. You can clean you in a way. But it's kind of like so you instantly clean an object. You chill, warm, or flavor. You can make a thing.
Make color. Make a non-magical trinket.
Wait, I have an idea. And then she's gonna go over to the shield-headed thing and try to cut the shield off of it.
Oh.
Okay. What are you using to cut it off?
Well, my darling DM, let me find out. A hand axe.
Okay.
Hack it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Let's say, let me think here. Maybe an athletics check, or athletics check. We can try that.
Music low.
I know, it's just perfect.
Music's aggressive. Change it. So a 10. Okay.
Can you cut it off?
So you are carving into this thing. It's not the cleanest of cuts. It takes you quite a bit of time, and you get a lot of charred and blood all over you from its body. But you are eventually able to kind of grab its head, and as you kind of try and pull the shield off, you can see this shield is part of its head. It's almost like a triceratops head, where it's the skull is part of the head, the large shield part is part of its skeletal structure.
Okay. Gross.
So you got bits of the chunks of lower neck meat still kind of just sticking out.
What's funny is I don't mind the blood and guts so much. It's the water I don't like. So I will be standing in this head on top of the geyser to go up. So I'm fine with it, really.
This head is also quite heavy. as well, seeing how it's a large creature and its head is made of stone. So if you had like Drag help you out, you'll be able to kind of do what you're going to do with this.
Drag? Do you think you could
Let's
maybe
do it.
help me out?
Let's do it.
Yay!
All right, so describe what your plan is here.
So I'm going to balance the shield head part on the mouth of the geyser, kind of like a scoop. I don't know how to explain it. Like the inside of the head part facing up towards the sky. Okay. And then she's going to sit in it and then wait for the geyser. Actually, she's going to kind of crouch and like be ready to be shot up.
Okay.
And yeah, that's the game plan. She's going to wait till it goes.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm on board.
All right. So you guys kind of time out for when the geyser erupts. You know, Zara kind of calculated it before in the last session about like how long it takes. You get like basically like a couple of like a minute or two in between its bursts. So you guys wait for it to burst, and then you kind of quickly go and place the face on top of the geyser, and then Koshka, you kind of sit up on curled up in like a squat position almost on the underside of it. Pippi's over on the side looking up and very concerned at you, mainly because you're going away from him. He doesn't like that. But you kind of wait for the eruption to happen, and just a few moments later it erupts, and with a flash of water underneath you get shot up into the air quite quickly, and you get shot up and you feel the momentum slowing down a little bit, but you're probably only like 5-ish feet away at the very top, so you have the opportunity to kind of jump and try and grab onto it. And if you want to do that, it'll be an acrobatics check.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Nice.
You're hella acrobatic.
Hell yeah.
So with your feline agility, kind of right at the almost like just before the apex of the shield getting to the very top, where it still has a little bit of like forward momentum, you kind of use that to spring up as the face kind of like falls down towards the water below you, and you're able to grasp on one of the vines here. And as you grab onto it, you can see like a fair number of these vines are like drying out a little bit, but the ones that you grab onto have been getting kind of sprinkled on by the geyser, so they still have some strength to them. They're getting a little bit of hydration there, so you're able to grab onto these vines, and you're kind of at the opening of this 3-foot wide little basically skylight. So you're kind of just hanging up at the top, and Pippi way down there. The rest of you can kind of hear him like whimpering a little bit, seeing as how high up Koshka is, and she's kind of just like hanging there like in pull-up position, basically.
Okay, so she's gonna try to hustle a little bit to the actual opening. Because she's got to secure the rope to something. They did tie the ropes together, right?
Did you?
I thought so.
I said we could do it.
I imagined we did do it.
I think we did.
Okay.
I think Midas tied it real nice and good.
Okay,
Good job, Midas tire.
So she's gonna climb to the opening to pop out to see if there's something up there she can tie the ropes to instead of the vines.
Sure. I want you to roll athletics check to climb up the vines, because there's not really any good footholds, but there are a lot of like vines for you to hold, but you got to kind of pull yourself up, so it is a little bit of a strength. I'll let you get advantage on it with your claws, your cat claws that you got.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So so you're able to climb up and out of this hole. And as you exit out, Koshka, you kind of exit out into some rather thick, overgrown foliage here. The plants are very dense and lush, and it doesn't really seem like anyone has gotten out this way in a very long time. And the trees in the area are pretty grouped close together. So there's lots of like trees that you could tie this around to give it a secure anchor.
Okay, so she's gonna find the closest tree, and then tie it as best and tight as she can, and then drop the rope back down the hole.
Yeah, so do me a favor, roll. I want you to roll survival for me, just to make sure you tie it nice and good.
I have a +6 survival. Fuck me.
All right, 13. All right, so you tie it around. You give it a good knot. Feels fairly secure. You kind of tug it a couple of times. The knot stays in place. And you kind of cast the rope down to everybody. And you all see a length of rope just kind of drop from the skylight there. And it kind of dangles just beside the geyser. So not like directly over top of it, but just kind of just beside it.
Shield fell down with.
Sorry, she's gonna shout down and say, Drag, do you think you could carry Pippi up for me?
Not a problem.
Thank you.
Wait, if Pippi's getting carried up, I want to get carried up.
So, climb.
What do you mean?
And might as well like push Zora first.
Ah.
Come on.
Okay. Fine.
Uppy.
Uppies.
Can you lift me? I can't really pull. I'm just kidding. Okay. I'll start climbing the rope.
Yeah. So you guys got to kind of tread into the water a little bit to get to the rope. So Zar, you're starting off. Roll an athletics check for me. Your strongest suit.
Athletics.
Oh, your best thing.
It's so over.
2. No, 1.
It's so over.
Oh no!
It's the classic, like, just literally gets his feet off the ground and then just falls down multiple times in a row. Just keeps trying to do that. Just keeps sliding down, splashing, falling into the water at the same time. Just getting like completely doused every time he falls in. There's no graceful landing. You're just slips right off, just falls, like
okay,
splashes in the water.
I got it this time. Oh, okay, one more time. And you just gotta hold on to it and be like, okay, I'm almost there.
Your eyes are closed the entire time.
I got it. Like, okay, Koshka, reach for me. Oh God, I didn't go anywhere.
I can't reach that far.
What?
Oh my God.
Midas, can you carry me?
No.
Well, looks like I'm gonna be the new Shaka. See you guys later.
Okay, why don't we let Drag climb up, and then we'll tie the rope onto you, and we'll pull you up together.
See, that's why she should be a duck. Look how great of an idea that is.
I am still a cat.
So, am I leaving Pippi this time?
If you climb up, you can bring Pippi, and then we'll take Pippi off of you, and then you help. We'll tie the rope onto Zar, and then pull him up.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So I pick up Pippi, and I walk to the end of the rope, and I hold it, and I look up and ask again, how am I supposed to do this?
You just start climbing up. You come to me, and we'll figure the rest out. Don't you worry. It's okay.
So Drag tries to put Pippi kind of on her back and see if she can tie the end of the rope around both of them.
No. Drag, you climb the rope.
Wait a minute.
Don't worry about anything else.
both hands to climb. How can I carry and climb?
She like yells down to Pippi, backpack, and then he like goes in like a little thing on like a little position on her back and like hangs on like a little backpack.
Aha!
Pippi's claws dig into Drag's like chest, basically. Just hold on tight.
Okay, and then she takes both hands, and she's like, "Well, wait a minute. Why don't we just have Zar hang on now?"
Can you carry him as well as Pippi?
So she tries to tug on the rope a little just to make sure, and then she's like, "I can carry him if the rope can hold me."
Touche.
You look back at Zar, and Zar's face is very jealous.
She's like, I'll just try it with Pippi now, and so she tries to climb.
All right, go ahead and roll athletics for me.
Midas, I think that little rat's gonna take my place.
Whatever saw you do, Zar.
I don't know.
17.
All right, so with the 17, describe how you climb up this rope here, Drag, with Pippi on your back.
So she just goes hand over hand.
No
and
legs.
She just uses her big muscles.
I literally picture that you only use your arms.
Like Princess Bride style, where it's going
Yeah,
up
like
the rope.
Yeah.
Like the Man in Black.
And so she just goes and climbs right up to the top.
Yeah, so you make it up to the top, and as soon as you get to the little skylight opening, Pippi kind of detaches backpack mode, and he, digs his claws into the wall and starts climbing up above you. Like he basically like steps, like uses you as like a stepping stone,
on my head.
and climbs up towards Koshka, where he like very much nuzzles into Koshka as soon as he sees her. And Drag, you're able to climb up and out if you so choose.
Yes, definitely.
All right. So Drag and Koshka and Pippi are out of there.
Do you guys want to go in the middle? Midas and Eladrin, do you want to go in the middle and then we can all pull Zar up?
I think that might be for the best.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
While Drag
So
is
I'm just
climbing.
gonna pull all three of them.
What?
No, you just stand there and you look beautiful, okay? You sparkle in the sunlight like you do, okay? Okay.
She flips her hair back and forth and says, "Yes, ma'am."
Get that queen.
It is nighttime when you kind of come up and out. There's the moon above you, so you're sparkling in the moonlight.
My bad.
Zara, what were you gonna say?
While Drag was climbing up the rope, Zar got onto the geyser and is waiting for it to shoot up.
Yes.
Yeah, so before that, because you're probably gonna need a little help to get that face on there, or are you just sitting on the geyser?
I'm just sitting on the geyser.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, and in just like a moment, it launches and you fly up. And you get super close to the vines. I need you to make an acrobatics check to see if you're able to grab onto it right at the last second.
Come on, Zar.
You can do it. You can do it, man.
Okay, acrobatics is better.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah! Yeah!
Thankfully, you're light enough for this geyser to shoot you up just high enough. Like it's like you're like, oh, I'm not gonna make it, but then you kind of just get that extra inch or two out of your shoulder joint and grab onto one of the vines here, and you're holding on for dear life up there.
And does Drag reach out and grab him?
He can like grab the rope that's pretty much nearby, and if he does that, you guys can pull him up.
Yeah, I'll shimmy my way over, jungle gym style, to the rope.
Okay. And when they pull him up, Coach is gonna say, Wow, Zar, that was amazing. I did not even think about putting you on the geyser. That's a great idea. Are you okay?
That was so exhilarating.
I'm glad you liked it.
But also, keep Pippi away from Jack, okay? Your one and last warning.
I just couldn't carry him myself.
It's okay. All right, let's get the guys up.
All right,
and Pippi and Koshka look at each other. And why that? Like, okay.
Midas and Eladrin, what are you guys doing?
Midas just watched all of that go on. He's just like shaking his head. But he's going to cast enhance ability. But he's gonna do bull strength, and he is going to climb it.
All right. So hey, you get advantage on your athletics check here.
Yes, I do. Bam.
Yeah, so the magic flows through you. You kind of feel the muscles in your arm. By the way, how far up does the metal arm go? Is it like go up to the bicep or the shoulder joint?
The metal arm? It goes to the wrist.
Okay, I know it's just a hand then. Okay, I know if it was the whole arm or whatnot. But yeah, so you feel the magic course through. You kind of feel you feel a good pump going on in the arms without even working out. And you're able to ascend the rope like it's high school gym class. No problem.
Easy. He like looks at Zar. It's just disappointment.
Zar's at the edge of the rope about to cut it. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not.
Oh God.
Oh, Midas, you're so strong. You could have carried me.
Yeah, I could have.
And Eladrin, what are you doing?
I'm still standing here with my jaw wide open about how Zar just jumped into the geyser and went straight up into the ceiling. And I am just so envious. I'm like, that looked like so much fun. I really just want to wait for it to do the same thing. I mean, I just want to sit. I want to be like. I just want to do the same thing. I want to copy him. I want to be like Zar. That was the greatest. You can do it. If he can do it and Koshka can do it, I can do it too. So I'm going to wait. You guys can drop the rope. Yeah, I'm going to go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of get yourself in a ready position. Get ready to go. And the geyser launches you up at a rather fast pace. And roll acrobatics to grab on the vines.
Oh no.
No.
So you launch up and you're like reaching, and it's just out of reach, and you start falling back down to the ground.
And then I cast levitate on myself and just kind of float up for the little bit.
Yeah, so you kind of like slow down in midair, kind of come to a complete stop. You could just like grab a hold of that rope there and kind of easily guide yourself up, as weightless as you are.
Well, that was quite fun, guys. I do recommend. All right, okay. Just kind of shimmy my way over here.
So as you guys get out of the cave there, everyone roll perception for me.
Love to.
Oh my God.
We do?
You want to redo.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn, Coach.
Thank you.
I know. I can see everything.
All right.
I can see clearly now.
Yeah, that's right. So, collectively, you guys, from where you're at, you can hear in the distance the sounds of music playing, presumably where the village is. So it sounds like a fair little walk away. What do you guys want to do?
Can we tell which, the direction it's coming from?
Yeah, it's like, kind of getting your bearings. It's kind of coming from, the southeast. If that means anything to you at this point.
It does not.
It's going that way. Southeast is where it is.
So we go that way.
Okay, come on, Pippi, let's go.
Let us go.
Yeah.
You said it's not. It's night, right?
Yeah. It is indeed a nighttime.
Can we not go for a little bit and maybe rest here for a moment?
Yeah, if you guys want to take a little short rest, no problem.
I mean, yeah, half of us they get mollywopped.
I think that would be beneficial for everyone, especially me.
For sure. So yeah, a little short resty poo. A nice little 10-minute siesta there. You can roll hit die to get some health back. You can if you have skills that reset on a short rest, they will do so.
Cool. And then just for Koshka to know now, here you go.
Oh, extra hit die.
If you roll any hit, if you need a hit die, if you roll any, then you get extra because of this.
The old Song of Rest. All right, and just remember, guys, the hit die don't come back on just a regular old long rest. You get about half of them back, just as a reminder.
Yep. Can't believe I rolled what I rolled. It's so good.
Damn.
What is your thing, Aladrin? What is it?
You get an extra D8.
No, D6.
No, D6. D6, level 6.
Okay.
You can take the 3 there. It's fine, Czar.
Okay. Yeah, that's all.
9th level. Yeah, D6. It's D6 for a long time, actually.
Yeah.
It'll be the way that this is going. It'll be a D6 until 2027.
Just start speed running. All right, yeah. So you all kind of, dust off your, your clothes, tend to some of the wounds that you might have incurred during your battle with the Shaka. Kind of, get your breath back after ascending the tunnel or the cave, the rope up the cave, and you guys start heading back towards the village. So as you guys are walking back, is there anything you guys want to discuss? Anything like that? Role play, anything? Because it's probably like a 20-30 minute walk back there, judging by how faint the noise is.
I mean, that shieldy spider guy was pretty freaking crazy to come at us like the way that he did, and then to be able to get out of this, we are. It is a shame no one else was here to see us and our amazing feats of strength.
I still can't believe you made us do that.
Did you see me chop up its face?
Yeah, I was pretty disgusted from it.
That was a good idea, though, no?
Quite a good idea.
It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yes.
I wish I could take it with me, but I cannot even lift it myself, so...
Now we have 2 group members that like to cut off pieces of our enemy and use them.
Yippee.
I didn't get to keep it, though, so, doesn't really count, I guess.
It certainly counts.
You don't have to make a habit of that or anything, though.
I mean, if I have more geysers and there's more shield face things, I might, but, I mean, this seems to be a special circumstance.
Yeah, quite special, in fact. I mean, I don't know the next time we'll ever see another one of those.
I don't even know what that was.
It was a shield-faced spider cave monster. Guardian of the orchids of the moonshine flower.
AKA
maybe
Shaka.
Shaka.
I wonder if your people would be happy that, it's dead now. Maybe they can use the cave for something.
And not lock people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we are maybe we have, now we are the only ones to ever have gotten out, possibly, with the other 7 that they have never been seen again. Were they not part of it? Maybe it has released their souls back into the wild.
Well, you do remember that the original Terra More did succeed at the trial in order to have their wish granted by Sumida to go down to Stellaris in the first place. So you definitely know someone's passed that trial before. How they did it, is a mystery, but others not so much.
Not so much for the others.
So wait, if you think about it like that, maybe we could have talked to the creature, because really it was just 7 people, 7 not Terramore,
We're a little past that now, Zar.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, maybe we didn't have to kill it.
Well, yeah, maybe
I'm
not.
pretty sure it tried to pick us up immediately and then drop us on our own heads.
It tried to it tried to eat us.
But maybe it was like smart. It was like cognitive. We just killed 7 people.
I mean, it was cognitive.
Kill us.
Yeah,
that's true.
It was doing that cognitively.
Okay, I think Zar is right. And next time there's a big baddie, we should try to talk to him first. I see where you're coming from, Zar, and I like your thought process. Less murder is better.
Talk is cheap.
Like we could have talked.
That's always our plan. We don't try to just murder everything we see. We just tend to get attacked a lot.
It is true. We do tend to get.
From the short time I have been here, I have noticed.
It's kind of crazy.
Let's talk more fight. It was like the tree monster. You're like, we totally could have talked our way out of that somehow.
Who attacked first, Zar?
I know, but like, he didn't have to die. He was like just a protector. I don't know, man.
We all have 20/20 hindsight, don't we?
Yeah.
But that is okay.
You know what? We should hone our negotiation skills. Maybe we could try to learn different languages to talk to scarier, larger, aggressive beings.
Oh, yeah.
For yourself, my negotiation skills are top notch, and I speak 4 languages.
He's got the point. He speaks.
Are any of them for any of the things you have fought so far?
No.
No. Okay.
Well,
I almost like that better though, because if you
could have potentially killed elves, we just don't know.
I mean,
okay.
Midas doesn't know how to speak 4 languages. Midas knows how to degrade people in 4 languages.
No, that is not true. I know how to degrade 6.
7, because you speak bullshit too.
No, I haven't gotten that language yet. I'm trying to study from Eladrian though.
I am a master.
We know.
I am fluent in the art.
What
The art of the fart.
What languages do you speak, Koshka?
What a wonderful question. I will tell you once it comes to mind. I speak Draconic, and then a little bit of Elvish, and for some reason, some Minotaur.
And have you fought anything that speak those languages yet?
Are you not Elvish?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
you guys do all the time.
Drake, do you speak Draconic by any chance?
Yep.
Oh my goodness! There we go. I have not met the Minotaur, nor do I know why I thought that was a good language to learn, but here we are. I also speak Common, so I guess I speak 4 languages as well.
Minotaur is probably helpful, whenever we, go into the land of the Minotaur.
Or we can get lost somewhere.
If we get stuck in the maze or something.
Yeah.
Reminder, add Minotaur somewhere in this campaign.
Heck yes. And make him hot or her. Or them.
Sexy male upper body with bull head.
Oh, yes. That means the lower body is part of the bull, yes? You know what I'm saying?
It's got 5 legs.
Oh no!
Oh!
Jeez.
Oh!
Are we almost
God.
there yet, or?
What are we talking about? Anyway,
For some reason, I had a vision of a minotaur. Wow.
a visionary. Okay, so
All right. So you guys get much closer to the village, and as you guys return, you can hear quite the raucous party going currently underway. As the Air Genasi, you kind of walk into the celebration that's happening, and the Air Genasi have their faces and their bodies painted. They're dancing and singing around a large bonfire. The music is cheerful, despite this being a celebration to honor the recently deceased. All the Air Genasi are currently mid-celebration of the Feast of Remembrance. The ground that the villagers are dancing on is lined with multicolored flower petals from the various flowers in the forest, and the flowers can also be seen decorating the various homes in the village as well. As you all approach from the trees, one of the dancing children sees you getting closer and yells out to the villagers. The music stops as the entire village runs over to your group. They, once again, very hands-on approach here. They're inspecting you guys, looking at some of the wounds that you've endured, patting you on the back. As you can see a lot of the villagers talking amongst themselves quite excitedly. Eladrin, you can hear that some of the villagers are saying things like, I can't believe they made it back. How did they get past the Shaka? Did they get the flower? And a couple of girls say, that Terramore is so cool and handsome. And the children and younger teenage Air Genasi are very eager to see if you've actually completed the trial. As one of the children comes up to you, Eladrin, and asks, Did you really do it? Did you get the Starlight Orchid? And this is all in Primordial as well, so only Eladrin understands it.
Did I get the Orchid of the Star Moon? The most beautiful flower I've ever laid my eyes upon?
Kids are just like nodding their head. Yeah.
Yes, but I do not have it. That man in the purple, he has it. With the metal hand. Go, tell him that you need to see it. Tell him. He will show it to you. Send all the children to Midas.
All the kids just run over. They just run over to Midas and just like pulling on his clothes and stuff like that, speaking in a language that he doesn't understand. Just a bunch of.
Midas just looks like bothered. He's like, y'all can get off at any time now.
Yeah, they don't understand that. The children don't understand it. The adults, they get the gist.
Go. Get
Going
dad. Fucking dad. He's like swatting at them at this point.
The music's really loud, right?
The music is stopped right now with the arrival of your party. Seeing someone that has entered the trial and come out is probably something that a lot of these people have never seen in their lives.
Okay, so if this is what I want to do here is I want to start singing a ballad, but I want the ballad to be like my recap, and I want my recap to be the ballad that I sing here in this moment where we have approached the town and the town has started to be quiet.
Yeah.
And then I praise all of the people that are part of our group, and I make sure that the focus by the end I want the focus to be on Midas, and I want because he is the one holding the flower.
And honestly, I don't even need you to roll any rolls for that, because just the fact that you came out of this whole trial alive is like impressive enough for them. You adding music to it is just icing on the cake. So give me a little rendition of your summary of what happened.
Okay, we went into the cave, and the cave was full of decor scene. It was glowing, and it was thick with the air of dust. We saw the names on the wall. We walked into the geyser. And then the geyser exploded. And then there was a shield Spider-Man who fell from the ceiling, and he attacked us, and we killed him.
Now here's the question. Is this in Primordial or Common?
Oh, it's all in Primordial.
Beautiful.
It's all in, because I need to make sure that they understand exactly what happened. Because to everybody else, it's lots of that.
And everyone's just like completely enamored by the song. And they are like just chomping at the bit, pulling on Midas's clothes and stuff like that, because they want to see this flower.
And that is the story of the mighty ducks.
Get your hands off. Oh my god. Elijah, get your fucking people.
Just show them the flower.
I don't have the fucking flower.
I had to do the flower.
When?
When did we got the flower? Oh, I still have the flower?
Yes.
Oh, good. I tricked them.
Well, get them off.
Now?
Please?
Oh, this was very good. And then with a giant flourish and a giant a spinning jump twirl, I produced the flower from my pocket, and I do like a superhero landing onto the ground, and like I'm proposing to nothing with the flower up in the air.
And as soon as you reveal the Starlight Orchid to the people, there's an immediate silence from the crowd, followed by an eruption of cheers and screams as the Air Genasi react to the successful accomplishment of completing the trial of Sumida after many, many years. So everyone's just kind of like swarming you, Eladrian. They're like, like giving you the old, like hoisting you up in the air, like, raising you up and down. And as everyone's doing that, the crowd kind of begins to part a little bit as Tempest excitedly, hobbles his way over to your group. And the crowd sets you down, Eladrian, as Tempest grabs you and kind of pulls you in, and he gives you a large, very tight hug, and you hear him say to you in Primordial, "Sumida be praised. I just knew you would make it through." And then he kind of lets his grip on you go a little bit, Eladrian, as he looks towards all of you guys with admiration, and then he begins to speak to the crowd in Primordial. "Tonight is our feast of remembrance, a celebration of our elder whose soul has passed on into the wind. Taking on the role of the elder, I was fearful of the responsibilities thrust onto me, but the signs are as clear as the skies above. The arrival of the Terramore after many years of their absence, the completion of the trials of Sumida has given me his grace as the new elder." And the Air Genasi all begin to cheer and shout, cheers for you, cheers for kind of this, just the stars aligning for Tempest's recent promotion to Elder of the Village. And Tempest kind of waits for the crowds to die down a little bit before he looks over to you, Eladrian. He says, "Please, Eladrian, please hand me the Starlight Orchid."
You want me to give it to you?
Yes, please.
Okay. And questioningly, he hands it over.
Yeah, and he he takes it with with quite the amount of like reverence to it. Like he's kind of holding it with like two hands in like a almost like a cupped position, just kind of holding it just very, very delicately, as the entire village watches him and slowly shuffle over to a nearby large clay pot. And Eladrin, this pot's kind of similar to the ones that you saw in that hut where they were kind of honoring the elder that had just passed.
Right.
But this clay pot has some intricate designs painted on it, depicting the offering of the Starlight Orchid and the arrival of Sumida the Exalted. So he kind of places the Starlight Orchid inside of this pot, and you see a couple of the men of the village then place the pot. They kind of pick it up and place it on the large bonfire that is currently kind of just in the middle of the village. And this is like a giant ass bonfire. So they place it on top of that, and then Tempest speaks to the crowd once again, saying, "Soon the Starlight Orchid's essence will reach into the skies, and Sumida the Exalted will be summoned forth. We will meet Sumida with the greatest of reverence, for not only they created us, but our peaceful home as well. But for now, we feast!" And the Air Genasi all howl and cheer. And this was all in Primordial, so none of the rest of you, aside from Eladrin, really know what's going on. But you can tell that it's you can see by the expression of the Air Genasi, they're very happy. There's a lot of joy in their faces at whatever Tempest had said. Hopefully Eladrin will maybe translate. But the music kind of resumes, playing a rather jovial tune that the Air Genasi they just can't help dancing to. Elijah, do you kind of translate for everybody?
Okay, guys. So this is about what happened right here, okay? So, first things first, everybody's really happy that we got the flower, okay? And so happy that Tempest got a promotion and he's now an elder. Okay, so he's now the big, the head honcho. Okay, so and then you saw me give him the flower, and so he took the flower and he put it into the bowl. It's a very nice bowl though, but you saw that he didn't crush it up or anything. He just put it in there, right?
Yeah, he just put it in.
Okay, and then he told everybody else that it is about time that we are going to see the essence of the flower go into the air, and then Soupy Meat with extra salt is going to come down and say everybody did a rare job, a great job. And that's when the magic happens. He just didn't say what kind of magic. That's kind of what, that's how it goes. Okay? Okay. So that's about what happened in a nutshell.
So you guys can all see, like, the Air Genasi are partying their asses off right now. They're like dancing up a storm around the bonfire. Drag, you kind of immediately notice that the Air Genasi that are dancing, they're just dancing with like complete freedom to their movements. Some of them are kind of keeping in line with the rhythm of the music, while others are just kind of just moving their bodies just erratically, just kind of just like a little kid dancing, just like throwing their arms around, like just no rhyme or reason to anything. But they all have like smiles painted on their faces as they laugh and dance together. And the people of SoundCloud Island, they all pull you guys in to dance with them around the bonfire, not only to celebrate your victory in the trial, but to also commemorate this feast of remembrance. So how do you guys all kind of celebrate along with the Air Genasi? What do you guys do in this situation?
Drag jumps right in and she starts dancing.
Yeah, so Drag, you just kind of join in the crew. Are you just kind of, are you trying to dance to the rhythm? Are you just kind of winging it, like just having a good time? What are you doing?
I think a little bit of everything. She just kind of goes a little crazy and does every dance move she does know, and then she doesn't know, and then she just starts twirling in the end.
pulls out the lawnmower.
Yeah, and all the people of all the Air Genasi are like just so happy to have you guys there. They love everything that you're doing. So Drag, they kind of they love people that dance and express themselves. So you're just kind of welcomed right into the fold. Koshka, how about you?
Oh, I was gonna say, I think Koshka will see like Drag having so much fun, you know, and then she'll kind of look at Pippi, and then she'll kind of like tilt her head towards the towards everybody dancing, and then be like, "Let's go!" And so then they'll kind of like start dancing, kind of like not really a great dancer, but like they'll kind of like circle around each other while they're dancing, and she'll just like have a good time with Pippi and start laughing and yeah.
Yeah, literally being able to dance has no bearings here. Like there's little kids that are just like throwing their arms around, like, you know, not care in the world. Like probably like 2 kids jump on Pippi's back and are like just dancing and just kind of like, you know, just having a good time as everyone's laughing. Eladrin, what are you doing in this situation?
First, I'm gonna go over because anything hasn't come back yet, right, Zar?
No, not yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk over to Zar in all of this celebration. I'm just going to be like, "It's okay, man. I know how you feel. It is okay."
Yeah, it just sucks, you know. He likes to dance. I wish he could be with us.
He is in your heart. So you need to be able to be free with your legs so that he can be free with his. Come dance. And I will grab Zar and bring him into the middle of the party.
I will go willingly.
I'll go willingly. And how does Zar dance in this situation?
Kind of shyly at first, but as he sees everyone like having fun and the big smile on Eladrin and Drag's face and all the people, he'll kind of start to let loose a little bit, do some sprinkler, do some cabbage patch, you know. What else? Reading the book, casting the spell. Yeah, just
Cute.
Casting the spell.
This is weaving his like hand motions in his somatic components.
Cast fireball.
Cast darkness on a crowd as he does.
We got darkness.
Yeah, go ahead.
He'll misty step here and there.
Yeah. Oh man, and like everyone's like just in awe of like seeing all the magic that you bring with you from the lands down below. So they're like enamored by any kind of like textbook magical spells that you might know, Zar. Whether it's like prestidigitation or like, you know, whatever it might be. Anything to add to just the fun of the night people love. Midas, how about you? What are you doing?
Midas is just kind of more on the outskirts. He, of course, just doesn't really fucking understand anybody, and it's pretty chaotic. So he's just gonna be like, you know, tapping his foot along to the music. Like he's acting like he's not like in the moment, but he low-key is. But yeah, he could be just tapping his foot, arms crossed, just watching everybody suspiciously.
And like quite a number of people come up to you like one by one, just trying to like pull you to dance, like young women Air Genasi, young men Air Genasi, like all of them are just trying to get you to come dance with everybody, because there doesn't appear to be anyone that isn't, you know, moving their feet. Even like the elders of the village, while they're moving a little bit slow, they're still trying to dance.
He'll eventually just let himself get pulled, but again, it's very like reluctant dancing. Like he's you know, going back. He's like, what's the word I'm looking for? He's going back and forth, but he's not doing like any intricate dance moves.
You got a little two-step going.
Basically,
just like rocking like at a middle school dance.
Yes. It's very much middle school dance.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you guys are all just kind of laughing, having a great time with the Air Genasi. This dancing and having fun and acting silly is a universal language. You can add that to your list of languages that you all speak. The language of dance.
Oh, it's going on there.
Thanks.
So the music continues playing as a large sampling of all like those exotic fruits and vegetables that you guys gathered or helped gather earlier today are put out on display on a nearby long table that was seemingly crafted specifically for the feast and Feast of Remembrance. That's the table itself. The fruits have been cut into various shapes that really just amplify their appetizing qualities. Young Air Genasi men and women kind of rush over to quickly grab some of the fruit and kind of shove it in their mouths before just rushing back to dance some more. Some of the vegetables that were that you guys had kind of picked and collected have been used to garnish a lot of their numerous vegetarian dishes that they have, while some of the other vegetables were tossed into a large stewing pot that is currently being brought out for everybody to partake in. And many of the Air Genasi who seemed only interested in dancing and drinking stop what they're doing immediately and rush over to get in line for this stew. Eladrian, you can overhear some of the Air Genasi speaking in Primordial about this stew being the absolute best part of the Feast of Remembrance. Some Air Genasi are happily handing out clay bowls and wooden spoons for everyone to prepare and like get a serving of this stew. And even a bowl's brought out for Pippi, Koshka, and one of the Air Genasi women kind of gives you the bowl, kind of like pointing to Pippi, pointing to you, handing you like two bowls.
I'll explain to everybody that this is supposed to be the best part of the night because the stew is just so incredible.
And as they bring out this pot of stew, the smell wafting from it is like absolutely intoxicating. And there's a lineup of Air Genasi kind of formed immediately, and it continues to grow as the stew is being served out to people. And whether they're old or young, the Genasi here are giddy with excitement to wait for their serving. But many of them are gesturing to you guys to get in line to get your share, and in fact a lot of them are kind of like offering you to cut them in line so you can get served first. What do you guys want to do?
He'll might as well look over to everybody and just ask, what's in there?
I don't know. But it's supposed to be very good, so we might as well try it, yes?
You can see a lot of like the kids like eating, like the adults are eating, everyone's just like happy eating this food, and you can even see like every time they a lot of the Genasi are biting into this, they're like just like they got that look of like, oh my god, this is so good. You can even see them like offering like a little bit of like a prayer and thanks as they look up into the sky as they're eating this stew.
This is not weird at all.
Koshka's like starving after fighting that thing, so she'll get in line and like motion for Pippi to be behind her.
Yeah, Pippi's like holding his bowl in his mouth.
Freaking cutie. I just love this imaginary badger so much.
To be fair, they do serve the god soupy meat, so it's probably a really good stew.
Probably very meaty.
Drake, how about you? What are you doing?
Drag jumps in line to get stew as well.
Are you cutting in front of everybody? They're offering.
No. I'm like, I get at the very end.
Polite. What about Yuzar? What are you doing?
Watching Eladrin, or whatever he does, I will do.
Well, shit.
God. Recipe for disaster.
No, I think Drag had the right idea. I mean, no matter what they want, it's not our. This is their celebration as well. So it's still. I'm going to get in the back of the line with Drag. but you know, out of respect for everyone else, no matter what they want for us to do, like no.
And they're okay with it. They're not upset. They just get to the stew faster if you don't cut in front of them. So they're perfectly fine if you go behind them. It was just kind of like a courtesy, you being their guest here, that they had kind of offered it for you first. But you guys want to wait in line? No problem. What about Zara? You kind of following with Ladrin then?
Yeah, I'd be like, you're the translator, so if that's what you want to do, I trust you.
All right, yes, we're just going to stand here at the back of the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is okay. It's nice of you to try to get this for front, but nice.
Koshka, did you, where are you in line? Are you kind of cutting in, or?
I went where they told me to go, so probably cutting in.
Yeah, awesome. And, Midas, what are you doing then?
He's gonna just sigh because everybody's just going ahead and doing it anyways, and he's gonna just cut in line and get behind him. He's gonna stick with the crew.
All right, yeah. So you kind of, stick with the rest of them. Coach gets served first. And so you guys are served the signature dish of the Feast of Remembrance with a large smile from the Air Genasi woman who is kind of in charge of serving the food. All of the Air Genasi are just absolutely savoring each mouthful of stew that they get. And you guys are finally served your bowls, and you kind of start digging in because everyone's kind of like, anticipating you to take a bite. Basically, they're like, very excited to expose you to their culture, basically. So they're just like, just like they're holding like stew like in the spoon, just like watching you ready to eat. It is a little bit uncomfortable with like everyone watching you, but what do you do, Eladrin? Do you kind of take the first bite?
Is there someone? Can I just ask him what it's called? What is the name of this stew? It seems very special.
And one of the Genasi kind of comes over to you, and speaking in Primordial, he says, I don't know if there's a word in common that could that this directly translates to, but I think the closest phrase that we could say is we call it memories, like a memorial dinner, memorial dish.
Got it. Got it. I look at everybody else and I say, it is the soup of the forgotten.
What did they forget?
It's the memories, the forgotten soups, the forgotten stew. It is all of the memories. That's right. Let's find out. And I raise my spoon to like cheers whomever is across from me. Whether if anyone wants to join me in a soup cheers.
Koshka will join you in a soup cheers.
Prost.
And so does Pippi.
Quack.
Quack.
Zara will too.
So will Drag.
Yes. I feel like we all look at him, like with our soups with our spoons in the air, and we all kind of look at him with like.
No.
Midas is a tradition. Don't be
don't
rude
even
to these
understand
people.
them. What are you talking about?
Yes, but he does, and he's telling us to do it.
Fine. I'm not even happy about it.
You're not happy about anything.
Not happy about anything. All right, we do our stew cheers, and I think we all take. I at least I do. I take a bite. I take the bite.
Yeah, and
so does Koshka.
Awesome.
Join in.
So
and I think Pippi just mouths right down.
Oh yeah, Pippi's just like face deep in the bowl. But taking that first bite, it's absolutely delicious. Like taking the first taste, you can just taste all the freshness of the recently harvested vegetables. And, there's also something in there that, you haven't had the pleasure of having since you've been on SoundCloud Island. There's actually little bits of meat in here. And, while it's not a lot of meat inside of like each of your portions, there is like a subtle smoky flavor to this meat that blends very well with the vegetables in this dish. And, as you guys are eating, Zara, you kind of get a little bit sad thinking about how Corey is actually missing out on this unique celebratory meal.
Yeah, Zara will kind of, as he like takes a bite, and as realizing how good it is, he'll get a little tear in his eye.
Like, Corey would have really loved to meet the chef, whoever cooked this. I wish he was here.
And Dreg, you're really happy that you finally get some good quality protein up on SoundCloud Island here.
Yes, she's trying to finish off anybody's bite who didn't finish theirs, even a little bit.
Someone roll history for me. Whoever's interested can roll history.
Okay.
So you guys, kind of polish off your meals there. It seems as though like everyone really only got enough of like a serving for like one bowl each, essentially. And as you guys kind of sit and digest, really enjoy the food, you kind of think to yourselves, when you first came here, you didn't really see any kind of like animals or anything like that. You're not quite sure where they really got the meat from, to be honest, but it tastes really good. So yeah, like it was just one of those things. Like all you saw was like ever since you've been here, they've been serving you like vegetables and fruits and things like that. They helped you pick fruits and vegetables. You went out and even when you were looking out in the wilderness, you didn't even see like any like small animals or any insects or anything like that either.
Do we want to know?
Ask them what I think it is.
Ask them where they got the meat.
No.
I don't know that I want to know.
I don't want
to. Do you want to know?
Hey, this is the Remembrance stew?
They said it was the stew of the forgotten. It is the memories.
Oh God.
Maybe we should get the recipe. We can bring it to Miss Corey next time you see her.
It's pretty
then
good,
she
right?
can recreate it, right? Maybe we go get the recipe from someone.
Okay, yeah, we'll ask because it's delicious. That's why.
Okay, yeah, I think so.
All right. So, so I'm going to ask them to be directed to the chef.
Yeah. I'll come with you. I will take notes for you.
Drag definitely doesn't want to know. Nope.
Zara's having a little freak out because he might realize.
Koshka has literally no idea, and she just kind of like was thinking about that. Zara was kind of sad, that Corey couldn't be there, so she's like, "Oh well, we'll make Zara feel better. We'll go get the recipe. We'll give it to Corey next time. They see her. It'll be great." So she's just like super chipper, ready to go get the recipe.
Yeah, so Eladrin and Kochka, you guys, you head over to the lady that was serving the stew. She seems to be kind of like collecting some of the dishes and stuff like that. The big serving pot is empty by this point. Everyone in the village has gotten their fair share, and she sees you coming up to her, Eladrin, and she kind of gives you like a little like bow, and she says, "And how was your meal, Terramore?"
It was. Oh my gosh, no one's called me that yet. Except. Anyway, thank you. It was absolutely delicious. It was phenomenal. In fact, I was hoping that maybe you'd be able to give us the recipe so that way I can take it and maybe make it on my own sometime.
Oh yes, certainly, of course we can do that. There was I'm sure you tasted the shadow root that was in there.
Shadow root, yes. At least 2 of those, right?
Yeah, a couple more than 2. We had to make the batch for the entire village, so took a little bit to fill it up. But some shadow root, little bits of ember carrots, some moonbeam mushrooms, of course. Some diced starlight squash. I'm sure you must have tasted the little sense of heat from the Dragonfire chili flakes, of course.
Oh, it was Dragonfire chili flakes. I knew it.
Mm-hmm. Just writing down everything that Eladrin repeats in common. So she has the recipe written down.
Shadow root.
A little bit of whispering saffron, of course, and just for a little bit of zesty flavor, we threw in some sunburst citrus, of course. And then, of course, we, I'm sure you must have tasted the delicious smoked meat that was in there.
Oh, yes. That wasn't... So the whispering saffron was not the meat?
No. Saffron's it's a spice, of course. It's just a spice.
Okay, just making sure. Because I knew someone named Whispering Saffron once.
That was quite the interesting name you meet down there on the surface.
Oh, people... You never know what you find around every corner.
And the meat, of course, was from the body of our dearly departed elder Typhoon.
It was Typhoon meat. All right. Do you know if I perhaps had if I was eating? Was it like, did I have a shoulder? Was it the rump roast? Did you just use the whole thing, or like, how do you? It was Typhoon. Okay.
Well, of course, after the soul leaves the body, we of course use every part of the body as we can to help preserve us, and the dish. What's the word in common? What's the word? Memories. Memories is that's like the closest thing we could translate from primordial to common. And as our belief is, once the soul has passed on to the winds to be with Sumida, the body is used to sustain the lives of the Air Genasi who remain. And of course, when we consume them, they're always with us.
Ah, yes, always. I will always have Typhoon with me, forever.
And you also kind of recognize this lady as one of the attendants that was in that hut as the plumes of smoke were kind of just enrapturing the body that was wrapped up. That's where it got the smoky flavor from.
Smoky flavor. Well, now we know.
What is a typhoon? Where do you find typhoons?
That was his name.
That was whose name?
The name of the elder that passed.
What?
We just ate a Genasi.
And she runs back to the group and tries to stifle in a vomit. We ate the person.
The lady just kind of quizzically looks to Eladrin. Is something wrong with your friend?
Wrong? No, nothing's wrong. No, she's absolutely fine. I think she'll be.
Vomits loudly.
She'll be fine.
Midas is spitting his bowl at this point. He's licking the spoon, and then comes and goes, "We ate a person!" And he drops the spoon. But
she also then vomits directly on Midas's lap.
Midas just watches the vomit slide right off his armor. It's we ate. I fucking knew it! Damn it!
He's crying,
scraping his tongue.
Starts in the fetal position.
Drive heaving.
Why do I feel like Drag would just shrug?
Yeah, Drag just finished her bite. She's like, I don't think I'll have any more.
Hippie kind of runs over and starts licking the puke on the ground.
Pippi, no!
You try to get him off. He's like, oh, muscles you to keep eating it.
It's like a refried bean, except it's redone soup.
And it's a human.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well Pippi
it's
doesn't.
Air genasi.
It wasn't all that bad.
It tasted great. That's why this is awful.
You can see like all the air genasi are they're like licking the bowls clean. Like there's like little kids with like distended bellies, just like rubbing their stomachs, like just nice and full.
Like this was an honor for us to be able to take part.
Okay, I'll go throw up in the bush. And she like goes further away from everybody and continues to vomit.
I thought it was quite delicious. I don't think I'll ever be able to make it on my own, though.
It was actually like very tasty. Like it was actually very delicious.
Yeah, that's why it's awful.
Yeah,
it's one of those like
don't ask so well.
It's one of those don't ask how the hot dog's made kind of moments.
Yeah. Whoopsie.
Might as well be like glaring at Eladrin whenever he comes back.
Well,
more than usual.
Yes.
Well, guys, I'm sorry that it tasted so good. I don't know what to tell you. I did not know any more than you knew. But now we all know.
You speak the language. How did you not know?
They said it was memories. So they said it was the soup of. They said it was the stew of the forgotten. The memories. Makes sense, right? What do you mean? What do you mean? That doesn't say, hey, we're going to eat old Jim over here.
Are you sure they didn't tell you? You just decided to not tell us? Because, you've done that before.
No, pretty sure that they didn't tell me that we were eating person. I'm pretty sure that's a thing I would have remembered. They said, hey, I said, what is this called? And they said, the closest thing that we can do if we translate it from our language into common is say it is memories. And I said, okay, memories. Yeah, that sounds like, something that was forgotten, right? Because it is forgotten because that's how you do a memory. A memory is something that you can remember or you can forget, right? You can do both. It's a soup of the forgotten. It is memories. And that is what I tell you. They didn't know. They were like, hey, guess what, guys? We're going to have a party and we're going to put Fred in the pot.
Obviously, they knew that.
They knew that, but how am I supposed to know this?
You speak the language.
It's not like they were going around talking about, let's eat Jim, let's eat Paul, let's eat the Typhoon. They weren't saying that. Nobody here was like, oh, you know what? It's going to be great tonight whenever we eat his legs.
Look, Eladrin, most of the time I believe you, but something says they were talking about it. You just were not listening to what they were saying.
Thank you.
Now that's
Keep in mind, he also got us locked into a fucking cave with a fucking man-eating, fucking head-slamming demon.
Hey, we got out of the cave, didn't we?
But you didn't tell us anything about it.
But I didn't know myself.
That was pretty fun, actually. So.
We almost died, Czar. We all almost died.
Yeah, but I got the wider waterfall.
We could have been eating you. We could be eating you right now.
Of course, we got to cut off the head. It was really fun.
Huh? How does that feel? You could be eating Czar soup right now. A Czar salad. A Czar stew. A Czar pasta.
Didn't die.
A Czar pasta.
And we probably would have not even known. You would have been dead and in everybody's stomachs, and nobody would have known.
Something tells you dream about this a lot, Midas.
I do not. It was only one time. Oh my god.
You dream of eating people?
No, it was a nightmare.
It's just some little kid in the corner looking at Czar, licking its lips. Just kidding, just kidding.
I hate that kid so much. Darkness. No, I'm just kidding.
That's amazing.
So after the Air Genasi have eaten and resuming their celebrations, you all begin to see a large plume of thick white smoke bellow out from that clay pot that was containing the Starlight Orchid. In the smoke coming out, you can see the twinkling of bright lights flickering as the smoke reaches high into the sky. And Tempest kind of walks out, kind of just takes like his arm, just kind of wipes his mouth, and yells out to the village. The smoke finally begins to rise. Sumida will soon grace us. The music swells once again as the Air Genasi excitedly form a dance circle around the bonfire. And where they were very carefree in their dance movements before, all of the Air Genasi, young and old, now begin a coordinated dance to the rhythm of the music. And Eladrian, you feel an almost instinctual desire to join the dance with your people. You feel a memory from your youth instantly flash into your mind as you watch these others dance. The memories of your father and mother teaching you this dance when you were a child, high up in the cave on Stonecaster Mountain. The movements can come fluidly to you if you so choose to participate.
Oh, 1,000% I'm participating. I'm walking right up into as close as I can get, right into the thick of it.
And you just seamlessly blend right into the crowd. And after just a few moments, Drag, you're able to pick up the dances not too long after kind of watching the villagers. You could easily jump into the dance circle and follow the movements if you so choose.
Definitely.
Yeah, so once again, Drag, with your kind of expertise in dancing, you seamlessly, fold into this dance circle. Koshka, Midas, and Zara, what are you guys doing in this situation?
Koshka's gonna be sitting on the ground with her knees up, just kind of like as far away as she can get without being I don't know how to explain it, without leaving, essentially. So she's just sitting on the ground far away, watching everybody, trying to compose herself with Pippi, who's just probably sleeping because he's super full now.
Yeah,
vomit, etc.
Pippi's on his back, just arms splayed out.
Yeah.
A bit of stew coming off of its corner of his mouth.
Koshka spots the bit of stew and tries to stifle another vomit issue. So kind of focus and deep breathing.
Midas, what are you doing? That's the
Midas
dance circle's going on.
He's ignored the dance circle. He's kind of over all the blue people. He's sitting at the table still. He's kind of just staring into the bowl, just disgusted, and just thinking about why the fuck are they still here, and thinking of different ways he's going to kill Ladwin in his sleep.
and also thinking, why was it so delicious?
That too.
Oh dear God.
Zara, what about you?
So Zara contemplated it for a little bit, and then was like, maybe this is just part of their culture. I don't know. And he'll go over to Koshka and kind of put a hand down.
If you really think about it, it was really good. So we might as well just take in the traditions of this new culture. Would you like to dance?
The views are I can try. The worst part was it tasted just as good coming back up.
Look, don't worry. Once you meet Corey, she'll never cook person. Okay, just know that. Look.
Do you promise me, Zara? Because I saw that you were sad, so I thought, I'll go get this recipe and he can give it to Corey. And then I don't think we should give the recipe to Corey.
Zara kind of cracks a little smile. He's like,
"Oh, that's actually really sweet. She would have really liked you. Y'all would have got along great. like kind of polar opposite of Midas. She would have treated you really well.
That would
Me
be
and Corey
very...
got along a lot. Midas was like, yo.
Yeah, but she wasn't an asshole.
Yes, she was.
Well, maybe someday I'll be lucky enough to meet her someday.
Yeah. And then we can give her the recipe. We'll leave out, the Master Topher or whatever his name was.
I think it was Typhoon. We'll just say a normal meat of your choosing.
Yes.
Okay, this is a good idea.
Not person. Make sure that's...
Yep, we'll stress that in there.
Stress, yes. But, while we're young, we might as well just have some fun.
Okay. And then she'll, go with him to go dance. Are we going to be any good at this? It's fine. We don't have to be. She's resigned to it. It's fine.
You guys tried to emulate the moves that they're doing. Both of you roll a performance check for me.
Yes.
Do it. I believe in you.
Can we do it at advantage because we ate the soup? So we remember from Grandmaster Typhoon how to do the dance.
No.
Oh yeah, 5.
We are looking foolish, but it's fine.
You both just end up doing the robot in the middle of the dance floor.
Heck yeah. I like it.
Just everyone else is in sync, and you guys are just doing a very bad robot. Both of you. Not dancing together, you're just doing it separately, just doing the robot together.
Like that for us, to be honest.
That'd be good.
Pippi, come join us. Look, we can do this together. You're part of the Mighty Ducks now, too. Even though you're a badger.
Pippi kind of slowly rolls over, heads over to you guys, and he starts doing some badger dances, which is he sticks out his right paw and his left leg, and then he sticks out the right leg and the left paw. So da 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 da.
That was the cutest thing I've ever heard. Badger dances.
Wow, Pippi, look at your moves.
He's a born natural.
He dances better than I do.
So all of you guys, except Midas, are dancing in the group. All the Air Genasi, including Eladrian and Drag, are dancing in sync for about 5 minutes or so, when a gentle wind can be heard pushing through the forest, rustling leaves and shaking the branches back and forth. Wooden chimes hanging from the houses of the villages begin to clank together, making a dull and hollow sound as they collide. The winds continue to build stronger and stronger as you all feel the intense wind blast through the village, whirling into a cyclone around the bonfire. The musicians put their instruments down, and the Air Genasi stop dancing in anticipation of what's to come. The plume of smoke from the pot now resembles a small tornado, as you all begin to see some of the Air Genasi children begin to laugh as they start gently rising off the ground, carried by the wind. Koshka, you feel yourself lifted off of your feet into the air, and Pippi, who is visibly concerned at this, sorry, give me a sec. That's not what I wanted to hit. So Pippi's very much concerned that you are being lifted off of the ground. But not a moment later, Pippi's lifted off the ground as well.
Yikes.
And as the tornado grows stronger and stronger, the rest of the villagers are happily lifted into the air. And you all feel the pull of the winds lift each of you up as you're being pulled along by these kind of strong wind forces. So all of you are kind of off the ground right now. Inside this spinning vortex of wind, you can all see the twinkling sparkles in the smoke shining. The Air Genasi children are reaching out to grab them before they vanish, and the adult Air Genasi are laughing and seemingly dancing together in the air. How do you guys react to the situation? Koshka, how do you react being lifted up into the air against your will?
I think she'll probably like yowl, like one of those like cat. And then when she sees Pippi being lifted up too, she just yells, "Pippi, backpack!" And then like he like attaches to her, and then she'll try to grab for Czar, but then if Czar is also floating, she'll just panic.
Yeah, Pippi like just air swimming over to you, and eventually like balls like curls around you as you guys are just spinning around. Czar, what are you doing in this situation?
Kind of just taking. So we're floating, right?
Yeah, you guys are like being kind of like spun around, not like violently, kind of like almost like a merry-go-round level of speed, kind of just being spun around.
Yeah, just kind of again taking in a new culture, just being amazed by it and going with the flow.
Awesome. And Midas, how about you?
Midas also being lifted?
Yeah, everyone is.
He'll just like start looking around, like what the fuck is going on, trying to see if there's anything he can like grab to like pull himself back down.
There is like nothing. You guys are being pulled like up above the trees, basically, in this like very gentle kind of cyclone. You're kind of like being spun slowly upwards in like a tornado, basically.
How fun.
And there's so like you can't reach out for trees or anything like that. The closest thing you could grab onto is basically another person.
He has to see like how far away the rest of the party is from him.
Yeah, they're about like probably like everyone's kind of spread out, maybe like 10-15 feet apart, and constantly being cycled.
Okay. He was just gonna just observe, I guess. Gonna figure out what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, you can see like all the Air Genasi seem to be very like happy with this situation, which kind of puts you at ease a little bit.
No, it doesn't. I feel like that makes things worse. Eladrin. What's going on?
I see like them all like spinning around with you, just laughing, and we just ate one of them, you know, like pretty disconcerting.
It's like that scene from the Willy Wonka movie where they're going through the tunnel in the boat.
Yeah.
Drag, what about you? What's going on? How do you react?
So Drag freaks out and somehow ends up upside down and starfishing and just roaring for them to put her down.
And like a few of the Air Genasi understand you. The rest are just continually kind of laughing and like almost like air dancing in a way, like just kind of that like dancing in zero gravity almost.
Yeah, Drag screaming, "This is not fun!"
Eladrin, how about you?
So I'm going to, you know, I'm enjoying this a whole lot because I don't really know why, but like this feels right, and so I'm just kind of like we're like weightless, right? Like we don't.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like spinning around in like kind of like a gyroscope in like all directions, like around and over and under, and just kind of enjoying not really having not knowing which way is up. Just enjoy it. Like it just feels right. It just feels like something that should be happening right now.
Yeah, you're like 360 spinning in every possible direction. Yeah, and you do have that like feeling of it's almost like a familial embrace, like this wind, this tornado that you feel, and you see like the rest of your people being so comfortable in it. In fact, actually, they're having like a great time in it. It just kind of it's just something instinctually inside you feels like this is great. This is how it should be. Like this is normal. And so the freedom of flying in the air is the true essence of what it means to live on SoundCloud Island, and you all can see that in the faces of the villagers, especially the villagers that have never experienced this sensation before. Like a lot of the younger Air Genasi, like the young children, the young adults, Eladrin, you kind of remember back to talking with Tempest that no one's completed the trial of Sumida for a very, very long time. There's a whole generation of Air Genasi that have never seen Sumida before. So this is something that they're also experiencing for the first time. And, unlike you guys, though, they've been told these stories for their entire lives, right? Like it's stories that have been passed down forever. Stories that the elders have kind of kept going down the line of the Air Genasi. And as the winds kind of start to slowly die down and all of you are gently, very gently lowered back down to the ground. And Tempest is the last Air Genasi to land on the ground. And he says to everyone, "Oh, Sumida is here!" And he points up to the sky, and a deep, bellowing laugh like thunder comes out of the swirling white smoke high above you all. Ho, 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 ho. Hello, my children. It is I, Sumida, the Exalted. And the smoke from the Starlight Orchid collects together into a tornado about 30 feet above you guys. However, you guys don't feel any of that wind anymore, as Sumida now has control over the winds. The tornado begins to lower down above the bonfire, and all of you see the Air Genasi prostrate themselves to Sumida, hovering above them. This whirling mass of wind is about 15 feet wide and 20 feet tall. The white smoke really gives it the defined kind of dimensions of it. And two starlight lights emerge from within the tornado, acting like eyes. It has been many years since I have been summoned by the Starlight Orchid, and to my surprise, it is one of the descendants of the Terra More. My child Eladrin, welcome to your home on SoundCloud Island. For what purpose would a Terra More need to summon Sumida?
And purpose. Go ahead.
The eyes kind of look directly at you, Eladrin.
Immediately I kneel and in reverence, if I'm and then I say for a purpose not of my own, but for the purpose of helping a friend.
And there is no better reason to look for my favor than helping out someone else. What is it that you seek?
I need I need you, I need you to help with my friend Midas. He has this thing on his wrist he cannot get off, and it needs to leave.
You see the tornado kind of look between all of the party members that you have. Which one is the one you wish me to help?
The angry one.
That does not narrow it down. Can you please point to the one that you wish me to help?
Yes. It is this one. This one here. Here. I walk right over to Midas and I put my arm around him and I'm like, walk with me. I bring him up. I'm like, well, come on. Come on. Is this important? I look at I look at Soupy Meat and I'm like, here, this is the one.
Soupy Meat.
And you see the tornado kind of like lean over as a tornado would, lean over to kind of get a closer look. And it sees Midas, you kind of lift up your arm showing the serpent's coil, and Sumida's upper portion starts to shrink down and condense a little bit as you see the basically the torso, head, and arms of this deity basically comes into existence. Let me kind of show you guys what it looks like here.
Hell yeah!
Oh God.
All right, give me a second. All right.
Woo!
Ooh.
Oh.
Hubba.
I was gonna say, why is he hot though?
So you see this creature that has like it very like androgynous features to it. Like you can't tell if it's male or female, and the Air Genasi haven't really put any kind of gender associated with Sumida. They've always called it like they or theirs, just kind of very like they pronouns, basically very androgynous in their appearance. You can't tell if it's a male or female, but they kind of lean down a little bit closer to inspect the item on Midas's arm.
This object appears to be evil in nature. How did you come by this?
We took it.
Got yourselves into a little bit of trouble, did you?
Yeah, you can say that.
Well, I've seen my fair share of troubles down below on my journeys down to Solaris. This seems to be an item of the Overlord BARANOS from 200 odd years ago now.
Are you familiar with them?
I've always kept a close eye on what transpires down on Solaris. I've brought in knowledge and innovation from down below up to Soundcloud Island so that my children could flourish. But when the BARANOS led his Crimson Moon against Vrento, it was quite the battle, and these magical objects aided him in his pursuits.
So you are familiar. Well, then you know what these things do, right?
I do know that the only one who could truly wield them was the Overlord BARANOS himself. But what have you experienced wearing this object?
Well, it kind of digs into my skin, and it makes me able to like fly and walk through walls. But I will admit, this is not the first artifact we found, and we've been able to use all of them.
And this one seems to possess a mind of its own. My first glance at it, but are you sure you want to be rid of an artifact so powerful?
I mean, it fucking hurts.
Well, usually pain comes with power.
Yeah, but it's also addicting.
Power is addicting. But if you wish for me to remove it, I can do so. That,
would be appreciated. I don't want to be passing out randomly And they keep calling me drug addict, and I'm not a drug addict. So I need to take that off because a title like that is not good for customers. That's just cannot do. I'm over it.
Very well. I shall grant you your requests for completing my trial.
And you guys see the upper body of Sumida kind of starts waving his arms around, almost like trying to control the air. Like you can see, like you can visibly see like air streams come into his control, into his arms, and you see all the air genasi that are in that prostrated position start chanting Sumida, Sumida, kind of granting him power as, you know, the belief in a deity imbues the deity with more power. Then Sumida reaches down towards you, Midas, and, you know, as it reaches down, it feels like Sumida, as they get closer to you, they feel like they are like a giant over top of you. They're already very, very large creature, but like the perspective changes where it feels like you're an ant in front of a giant. And you see this magical energy kind of air currents flowing around its right arm as it kind of reaches a small its index finger towards you, and towards the serpent's coil. It drags its finger across the serpent's coil, and internally you can feel the serpent's coil like almost like is freaking out at the touch of this. And for the first time in a long time, the serpent's coil uncuffs itself from where it's wrapped around your arm and falls to the ground.
Oh my god. Might as well like immediately like start from where it used to be. Kind of like I feel like that skin.
It's like after you remove a cast, it's like very pale underneath.
Oh my.
But yeah, the serpent's coil is off you.
Thank you.
Well, you are the one who's passed my trial. The lot of you have passed my trial. It is the least I can do.
Yeah, it was mainly me, so I do appreciate that.
Now, is there anything else you wish?
Gatsumita, can I ask a favor too?
What is it, young one?
So, my bestest friend in the whole wide world, he got taken from me during the trial. Is there any way you can bring him back to life?
And he kind of, Sumida kind of quizzically strokes its chin, and
of whom do you speak?
I'll take the little dragonfly corpse out of my pocket.
He's my best friend. Anything. He's supposed to help me cure my mother's illness, and I love him very much. But he died.
Sumida snaps its fingers, and life breathes back into anything.
Anything.
And I'll snap and he'll transform into an owl, and I'll just give him a big hug.
Aww.
Anything wraps its wings around you in a bird hug.
I'm sorry. I'll never send you down a dark hallway ever again, okay? Sumi, okay. Oh, thank you.
Now please celebrate with my children. Tonight is the Feast of Remembrance and the completion of my trial. Enjoy yourselves, for you are safe here on SoundCloud Island.
and Sumida just kind of turns back into that like tornado form and is just kind of like is just lingering up top. He's not it's not flying away or anything like that, but you can see the thick plume of smoke is like very slowly dispersing into the air. All of the air genasi are now not prostrating themselves anymore. A lot of the young air genasi are just kind of staring up at Sumida in awe and wonder as to what they just witnessed. And the basically the elders, Tempest especially, kind of tells all the musicians to resume their music and things like that, and the party kind of kicks back up a little bit, and Sumida just kind of you kind of see Sumida retake his or its like physical form, and they're almost like lounging on the little tornado that's underneath them, and is just kind of watching the party, watching its children enjoy themselves.
Hell yeah.
Is there anything anybody wants to do?
I'm kind of in awe. Like
go ahead.
I want to walk over to Midas and just be like, well,
Not a drug addict.
not a drug addict. Good job, man. Glad. How do you feel?
The same, really. I mean,
Same.
my wrist can move.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess there's always that. That is good. Good. I'm glad. All right. Good one. High five.
I mean,
No high five.
sure. But what do we do with it now?
Well, you don't put it on. That's for sure.
Wow, very funny.
Maybe we can put it on someone else.
I don't put it on anybody.
What if it's a bad person?
I really don't think we should do that.
So we
Maybe
should like bury it? Should we break it?
Sumida can like overhear your conversation. Just kind of leans over the tornado and says,
You don't want to have to go through my trial again. Do not put it on.
see what your god said.
I did what I heard what he said. So don't put it on. Good. So, okay. You are feeling good now. You are feeling better. All right, good.
We could
Okay.
just return it with the rest.
Turn it to like what are we going to do?
The Crimson Sun.
Should I go walk it in? Be like, here it is.
I mean, that's what we did with the other artifacts. Even though I said
What?
no.
Right, that's a good point. If we did it once, we can probably do it again.
Exactly.
Anyway.
little Air Genasi kid is like curious about the serpent's coil that's just kind of sitting on the ground there. Kind of reaches over.
Ah! He's like swats his hand like a dog. Like, no. Bad blue child.
Look, it scurries away.
Move! God damn it. Okay. Eladrin, how much longer do we have to be here?
As long as you want.
So we can leave tonight?
I mean, maybe in the morning. Maybe.
Oh, you said how? Okay.
I mean, I feel like it's probably a good idea for us to at least spend one night here. They sue me the same. It is safe for us here, so we do not have to worry about anything. We don't have to like.
We literally they eat people, Eladrin.
Dead
We
people.
want to sleep here? That's what you think. Apparently, you don't even know your people.
Well, I mean, it's not like they were, eating alive people.
That you know.
Well, you don't want to stay and find out?
Absolutely not.
That's unfortunate. I think it's okay for us to spend one night. It's already pretty late.
Sumida, kind of watching the party, flies down a little bit closer to your group, and he looks over to Koshka.
What is that thing there?
Pointing at Pippi.
This is a badger. His name is Pippi. Would you like to pet him?
I would love to pet him.
I get it. So Pippi kind of like sidles up and does like the kind of like rubs up against them and like rolls over on his back so that he can get his belly rubbed.
Yeah, it's Sumida being like a giant deity, basically like uses its pinky finger to very gently touch Pippi.
Pippi loves it. Anybody wants to pet him, he's down for it.
Sumida then kind of turns over to Dragonista.
And you, other blue one, tell me of your story. Where do you hail from?
I hail from the planet down there.
Oh.
And
I've been there before. I know it is Stellaris down there.
that's where I come from.
It's not wrong.
So I'm a dragon. And
You look a little
I like to do
small to be a
dragon
dragon.
well, I mean, who are you calling small?
As you look up to this like 20 feet tall deity.
Yeah. As I look around at everybody else who's much smaller than me.
Sumida just kind of like just twirls a finger and you get lifted up in a little tornado drag.
She freaks out again and all of a sudden turns upside down and
Big.
it starts yelling, "Put me down!"
Sumida just kind of laughs and then kind of drops you very slowly and like in the process like controls the wind to spin you upright and land on your feet.
Well, that was very rude. Please don't do that again.
I'll do it if I want to.
Wow.
Fine.
Evil.
And what of you, small horned one? What is that little book you have on your side there?
Oh, this thing? He's my second best friend.
Oh my god.
What?
So you speak to that book, I believe they're called?
Yeah. His name is Book, and he holds all my magic power. So if I ever lost him, it would be nothing.
You mean you don't just cast magical spells? You need a book for it?
Well, yeah, how do you do it?
Like this.
And just flicks a finger and like a huge like almost like a wind slice just chops down a tree like instantly like 20 feet away from you, Zar.
Whoa. Can you teach me how to do that?
I'm sorry, but you've already used your wish to bring back your friend.
Womp womp.
Fair. So you're actually real, right?
Zora, what type of question is that?
Well, I mean, gods and stuff, like, it's kind of just... This is the first god I've met. You've met gods before, Midas?
No.
Okay.
But like, you look at him. That looks real.
It's just...
Sumida kind of like flexes a little bit.
Oh, God, I don't know. He's like a giant Aladdin when you really think about it.
So what are you the god of? Like, you know how there's, you know, the god of like wizards and magic and knowledge and all that? Who are you?
I'm the deity of the wind and the protector of Soundcloud Island.
Wow, okay. So, were you just like some regular guy and one day you just got really powerful?
No, I've always been this way. I'm sure you know the history of Stellaris, how the island came from the stars and landed in the Sea of Fallen Stars, as I believe you call it down there.
Right.
Well, in the ensuing primal magics that were unleashed when the island landed, I was created.
So you're from space?
I suppose, in a way, one could say I was from beyond this realm.
Okay. What realm are you from? God, this is really interesting. Can I take notes?
If you so choose, you may take notes.
Yeah, pretty much I'll keep going on, like asking the most outlandish questions, just trying to learn about him and still being skeptical that he's a god.
I have to commend your group, Terramore, for not many people were able to make it past the Shaka.
Ah, the Shaka. It was a challenge indeed.
Yes, the Shaka is as old and ancient as I am.
Well, I hope you don't mind that the Shaka is now the Shaka dead.
The Shaka never truly dies.
We cut off its head.
Sumida,
I surfed on its face.
She surfed on its face.
I did.
Sumida will kind of carve make like a circle in the air a few times, and it blows like a smoke into this circle, and it kind of projects like an image of something somewhere else, and you can see an image of the charred body of the Shaka, and you can see like black like tendrils reaching out from where Koshka cut its neck off, heading towards the shield head, and like reattaching at the neck where you chopped it off, and it kind of slowly is dragging the head back towards its body.
That is disgusting.
Oh man, I just stopped throwing up.
So wait, is Shaka god too?
The Shaka is not a god. It was in Stellaris when it landed, and when Soundcloud Island was launched into the sky, well, the Shaka was deep down inside of the stone of Soundcloud Island.
Of course. Like a worm in an apple.
That's not like a play on words, like my true beliefs are deep down inside me, like the stone inside of a mountain, you know?
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm just saying, like, maybe if we worship Shaka, then it could just basically be you. I don't know how this whole god stuff works.
You can tell Azar.
Shaka is a being from the...
What's the plane that like Githyanki are from? Is it the astral plane? Yeah, astral.
The Shaka is from the astral plane.
The immersion.
Hi, I'm Madam from Earth.
It's giving the wizard. We're here to see the wizard.
I had paid no attention. That was amazing.
So, according to your definition, you were from another plane. Look, man, I'm just trying to figure. Look, okay.
Well, let me explain maybe my origins a little bit more in detail. You've heard of these stones down on Stellaris. I believe they're called Corsine now.
Yeah, the light up stones.
Yes, well, when Stellaris landed in the Sea of Fallen Stars, large fragments of Corsine were immediately exposed to the air. And that is what launched SoundCloud Island to where it is now. And in that large cataclysm of magic in the air, I was also created in the process. So I'm more of a force of nature, so to speak.
Oh, okay. So you were okay. I think I'm getting it now. You were basically. Oh dang! I probably shouldn't say that. I'm gonna keep my words to myself. Thank you.
Sumida is currently in like the classic like girls telling like little secrets to each other, like, you know, like the two hands underneath his chin, like lying on his tornado, kicking his legs like towards its butt. just
yes,
getting...
that's what we all look like.
See, that's what I thought.
It happens. I've seen it in real life.
There'll be pillow fights later.
Heck yes, with clouds.
You seem to question many mysteries of the world, little one.
Just the religious ones.
It's always good to keep an open mind and a skeptical. Oh Jesus, that was a hard word.
That was a hard word to say. Skeptical. There it is.
I am
The Stargall.
It's real.
Well, Sumida, if you ever need some tutoring on how to say certain words, I can definitely give that to you.
Well, I'll see what you have written in your little book there. Maybe you can show me something interesting.
Maybe I can. Do you have like a like a symbol? You know, like the god of death. Our friend Naylan, he had a symbol of his god. What was your symbol?
I don't believe I have a symbol. I only have whatever the Air Genasi here depicts me as.
And looking around on like some of the pots and things like that, their depiction of Sumida is one of like, they just draw like a tornado basically for Sumida.
Oh, very cool, very cool. You know what they say about tornadoes?
They
What
make you
do they
dizzy.
say?
They cause a lot of destruction, but in the right path, they will bring you to where you've looked the most. You know,
Nobody says that, sorry.
I mean, some god probably says that shit, so... It's like the rock.
Oh, that's
not
not.
deep within me. Like, I'm just trying to give him a catchphrase, you know, something.
Is this a branding meeting?
Is this even? You don't even. What?
I'm not really looking for a new brand at the moment.
How about some new followers?
I'm comfortable with my children being my followers.
I feel like you just got rejected by a god.
I also feel that way.
I get rejected by everybody, so it's okay.
Oh, stop.
It does.
I mean, it's not you. You're a great guy. It's me. I'm just not. I'm just not looking for that right now.
No, it's okay. I get it. I'm just this little wizard from a big town, just trying to find my way in this world.
This is getting awkward.
Would you say that you're making your way downtown and faces are passing you?
Yes.
And you love
That's,
Wait, what's the song?
that's it.
Make my way downtown. Faces
Walking
passing,
fast.
down.
Walking fast.
Making my way through
wanna sing it for
Flat
you.
Island. Floating on the wind.
This is
Making the way to SoundCloud.
Trying to figure out if Samina's a real guy.
Back at the poop.
Oh, Aladrian,
Yes.
did you need to figure out how we actually physically get back? Are you supposed to ask Samita, or can someone else here tell us how to do that?
Right, it
I
was,
thought we were dealing that in the morning.
We are. I was just
Okay.
wondering if the
Anybody
guide
else?
is not here in the morning, we will never leave.
That's
Oh, no.
true.
That's all.
And no offense, Ladder, and no offense, Mr. Deity, sir. I'm trying to leave. I do not want to be here anymore.
There was an important situation that was happening
Well, yes, but that
immediately
situation
prior
is
to our leaving.
oh.
Yes, I think maybe it might be in our best interest to investigate said issue soon.
Well, I understand that you're all dealing with some quite powerful artifacts here. I was present when the war occurred, and I know how much damage and destruction all of these artifacts can do, especially when brought together. If you are looking for passage back down to the surface, well, there's only one way to go.
to jump.
But
And Sumita just kind of like points at you, Aladrian, and gives you a wink.
I mean, you guys never asked me how to leave. I knew how to leave.
we literally
I've practiced this my whole life. I'm doing it.
Your father was in a very precarious situation.
I know, and in order to get back, we have to jump. We have to get back down.
From the sky?
Yeah, it's not the problem. It'll be fine.
It might be a bit of a problem for me. I don't love
what
that.
is your obsession in jumping from places, Eladrian?
Because it is the legend of SoundCloud Island. I now understand what is my obsession. Because it is the only way to leave.
Oh no.
If I've had a gold coin for every time I had to jump off something because of you, I'd have 3 gold coins, which isn't a lot, but it's really annoying that it keeps happening.
Right. Is there like a place is there like a designated jumping off place?
Not particularly. It's wherever you kind of want to jump from.
Alright. Are you guys I know Midas is wanting to leave like right now. So if you want to leave right now, then we are ready. All we have to do is jump. All we have to do is jump. Anyway, and then once we do that, we'll be home. Or we can, if you need to think about it for a little bit, we can
I was hoping maybe we could get the same herbs and spices that were in the stew, maybe to take home with us.
Make sure they don't give you a person too.
I prefer to not have the person. Personally. But I have this list. Maybe we could get those before we leave. But other than that, I would not mind leaving. But I can stay overnight. Anyone else?
I mean, I like the idea of getting the ingredients. That's really good.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, we'd leave out the whatever that was, the person.
Now, you were asking which direction maybe you should leave SoundCloud Island, but perhaps I can maybe be a little bit more helpful in that situation. I suppose the main question you need to ask yourselves is, where are you planning to go next?
I mean, if it's up to me, I want to go back to where we came from, because my father was in a battle that he may have been outmatched in. I do not know. I have not ever seen him fight. Well, that's a lie.
Wait, Eladrin, why don't you just ask him? Wouldn't he know?
Is my dad alive?
You see Sumida kind of like once again create that like circle in the air and blow smoke into it. And
Interesting. You know, usually my divine abilities let me see whatever I choose, but I cannot see your father.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
Is it because he is gone?
There's something that is blocking my magic, and it takes a lot to block a divine being's magic.
It might be like how the bracelet blocked our the other book, remember? I'm trying to find artifacts, maybe it's that kind of magic. Dark, evil magic.
Maybe it's the fact that thing, we killed it and it came back. So
yeah,
maybe he's with that thing still?
That's a good deduction.
So you're saying that Eladrin's dad is kidnapped by Kasna?
Oh no!
And the Crimson Eyes?
Oh wait, I don't know who that is. Who's Kasna?
The one we fought.
She's this lady that likes to... lady? She's this being with Crimson Eyes that likes to bring back dead things. Whenever we were in Kraknar, she brought back all the dead miners. And then her and her brother, dang it, why can't I think of his name right now?
Kalinar.
Yeah. Kalinar. That's the one we killed, and that's his dead body was back. So maybe Kasna now has your dad, and they're blocking magic so that we can't find him.
Oh dear goodness.
And I forgot what her name was.
Maybe we do need to stay the night, because once we get back there, we have no idea what we're going to be walking into. We might need some rest.
I mean, we can jump at any time, so...
Okay,
we also don't know what's left of Eladrin's dad. We could be on a timer. We just not know it.
Okay, so what is everybody's feelings? Drag, how do you feel about this? You think we should leave? Do you think we should rest and then go?
I think we should just go.
Okay. 1 for go, 2 for go for my this. Zar, what do you feel?
I think you should all get a good night's sleep.
Hey.
Banged up from the trial.
Conversation.
Okay, I'm
sorry,
just a god. I don't know what I'm talking
don't smite
about.
Me, please. I'm sorry.
What do I know? I'm just a divine being, whatever.
Apparently you don't know where Eladrin's dad is. Sorry, please don't smite me.
Please don't smite me.
Sumida just like lifts a finger up and you just fly like 100 feet in the air.
Oh dear lord. Okay.
You ever seen the movie Hancock, where it's just like yeets the kid up in the air? That's what happened to you.
Trying off again.
Team Rocket.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll catch him before he lands.
Okay. And Zar, what were your feelings? I mean, the god is literally telling us to rest. Might be a hint.
I mean, is he really a god?
I don't have the energy to go into that with you currently, so.
Well, you know, would you give you the energy?
What?
If we jumped off the side of a floating island.
Okay, that sounds like 3 people for Let's Go Now. Eladrian?
Oh, I say stay.
Okay, Eladrian says stay. Pippi, what do you want to do?
Pippi looks like back and forth and is still looking in the air, waiting for Midas to come down. And then Pippi just kind of digs a little bit and kind of just walks around in a circle 2-3 times and then just lays down.
Okay. I don't like being the swing vote. I don't care.
And Midas, you start now. You just reached the apex of how high he threw you. You're starting to come down now.
His screams slowly coming to. You can slowly hear his screams like.
Okay, Eladrian, if we stay, do you promise not to blame me if something happens to your dad that we could have avoided had we left immediately?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sleepy, and my little badger has gone to sleep, so I would like to go to sleep.
I say, no, yes, in the very beginning, I say to my father, you know, he told us to go. I say, all right, we're following his wishes. I had this argument with Zar.
That is true. I was not present, I don't think, for the argument, so my apologies. I vote we stay. So I guess I don't know.
And at this point, Midas, you all see Sumida kind of look up and seeing Midas come down, you see Sumida kind of weave their hands in the air, and it kind of makes a wind funnel, almost slide. So Midas, you kind of land in this slide and just kind of get carried down by the funnel. You land fairly hard, but you're okay.
Oh my fucking god. I want to get off this damn island.
Well, looks like we're all going to go to sleep first, so we will leave in the morning.
Fucking Christ.
Wait, can I try too?
You want to? Sure.
Zar?
Just get launched. Yeet, gone. Anyone else?
No, thank you.
Now, quite seriously, where do you guys wish to go after this? Because that will, if I can give you a direction as to where you should jump from, that might help you guys out.
That would be fantastic.
Where were we before we left? Were we in the Balin?
Yeah, you guys were kind of close to Dunblane Balland. You're not 100% sure where SoundCloud Island is up in the sky. You can kind of free fall towards a direction, basically, but it just depends which side of the island you want to jump off of.
Okay, well, take us to Dunblane / Balland.
Well, I mean, Midas dusting himself off. We could ask the Crimson Sun for assistance and help also, and also, knock multiple birds with one stone. We could return the gauntlets. We can get advice, and we can see what the next step is. They'll know more about what we're about to. went into than we do.
But I thought we were going to see if Eladrian's dad was still there.
But, I mean, yeah, but I mean, Vrento is not that far.
If he's not there, can we go to Vrento after?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my fucking ass hurts.
No. I'm sorry about that.
Zar, Sumida, you're starting to fall down, and Sumida kind of makes the same funnel downwards with a little bit of a more gentler landing for you.
Holy! Maybe
Why wasn't mine like that?
Maybe he is a god.
That's what it took, eh?
I'm a believer.
I get it. I mean, I get it. Whatever you gotta do.
I feel like I just got baptized.
I mean, he is like a force of nature, and he's the god of wind, and you definitely felt some wind, so maybe you did. I don't know, I'm too tired. I'm gonna go to sleep.
I am now a follower of Sumida.
Is that how that can you be? I didn't care.
Would you like me to turn your skin blue?
Oh god. Zar, no, we do not need another one.
Wait. You can do that?
Oh god.
Permanently?
No, I was just kidding.
Damn. That'd be awesome.
That was a test of faith. You didn't say yes immediately, so you don't get blue skin.
You don't get to be in the cult, Zar.
Oh, man.
Failed.
I was really excited. Honestly, okay.
I'll be fine.
But take the night to rest and enjoy the food and celebration. But tomorrow, it seems though you have quite the journey ahead of you.
Certainly do.
I'm not
It's a
excited
long way
to
down.
be falling. Yeah, that's intense, but that's okay.
It's not
You'll
that bad.
get used to it.
I hope not. I truly hope.
You know, I
do
said the
not have
same
to-
thing.
Oh no.
And now
Does
look
that
where he
mean
is.
that I can stick around, Midas?
No.
And now you're now it's old hat for you, man. This is like any other jump.
I ain't say I liked it.
Oshka like curls up and like puts her head on Pippi and falls asleep almost immediately.
You guys see Sumida goes off to kind of interact and talk with his with the other Air Genasi, who are just very reverent in him being there. Just, you know, it's kind of like meeting a celebrity. They don't know really what to say except kind of bow and nod and, you know, praise Sumida.
Praise be.
Like, do we have
Praise to
full on
Pippi.
like conversations with him?
You can see like a lot of like the younger Air Genasi and stuff like that. Like they want to talk to him, but they're just very like they're starstruck basically.
Aw.
As Koshka kind of sleeps, I'll kind of go up to the rest of the guys and be like,
You know, I really like her. I think she's a good addition to the group.
Eh.
What do you mean, eh?
Midas, tell us your true feelings. You don't have to put on this what's it called?
Face or a mask.
Front?
Yeah, you don't have to do that anymore. Look, she's sleeping. You can be honest with us now.
I am being honest.
No, you're not.
I still don't trust her. And honestly, I feel like y'all can't blame me. I can barely even trust Eladrian. Did today not teach us anything?
What are you talking about? I told you everything that happened.
We hate people because of you, Eladrian.
Didn't eat it because of me.
It was because of you, Eladrian.
Okay, fine. So it was because of me. Make you feel better now?
No.
Well, okay. So it doesn't matter. And it wasn't me.
Sore. I still need to form an actual opinion on her. Let's just get off this island tomorrow, and we can talk about it at a later time.
All right. But okay. Quick question. What do you think about Drag? Like, she joined us out of the blue after Naylan left us.
Look at Drag.
What was Drag doing?
Drag's picking flowers in the grass.
There is nothing to worry about with Drag.
Yeah, she's pretty great.
Nothing at all.
Honestly, she's probably the smartest one of us all.
What?
What?
Are you high?
Follow up
is
to
it
that?
Crack? Is that what you smoke?
I mean, we are pretty high up in the sky. So yes.
You know, maybe you're right. Maybe Drag is smarter than the rest of y'all.
Said you do.
Ledger, I mean, not Ledger. But I've never heard you say a smart thing, you know? You
Me?
say a lot of smart ass things, but like, yeah.
I literally came up with multiple plans.
Like?
Give me an example right now.
Like the plan for tomorrow.
Oh, your plan is to jump off the SoundCloud Island? That's your plan?
No, I'm talking about when we get there.
Oh, the plan you haven't told us about yet.
I literally talked about it earlier.
I didn't hear.
Well, that's because y'all are too dumb. Alas. I don't need to prove my smartness to any of y'all. I put it to work. I know my. For example, I don't need a hook to do magic.
Shots fired.
Dang, dude. So does that make you a god or something?
What does that make you, a peasant?
Why are you doing this? Maybe it's really. Are you just tired? Do you need a nap? You are, when you are old, you get cranky when you are tired. So maybe it is good for us to take the naps. Don't be before you say something you regret.
Midas, one day. My fire
one day.
Accidentally miss. Oh, wait, it already did. Call me a peasant again.
If only you were smart enough to aim it correctly. What a shame.
Ladrin, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna do it, Galadrin.
You gonna let him say that to you?
No.
You gonna let him say that?
No.
Yeah. What are you gonna do about it? Huh? What are you gonna do?
Ladrin, do not instigate.
What?
You know he's volatile.
I'll cast Command on Midas.
No! Where is counter spell?
Did you cast command?
Yep.
What's the command? What are you commanding him?
I'm command him to.
Wisdom save, Midas.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about it. Let's see.
God damn it!
Come on. Come on.
Gotta be 15.
Not 20. Not 20.
Ooh, 17. Still saves.
Midas' eyes gonna twitch knowing that he's trying to command him. Sorry. Did you just try to put a spell on me?
No.
Ladrian, hold me back.
Right? Pull you back from.
You know what? Stay right there. And
Okay.
Midas is gonna cast Lightning Lure on Zar and bring him closer.
All right, Zar. Strength saving throw.
Oh god. Come on, natural 20.
11.
No.
You fail.
So you also take 2 roll damage on it.
Heck yeah.
All right, describe it. Describe it, Midas. How does this work?
Midas is gonna reach into his utility belt and whip out some like thick yarn, kind of like lasso it, and swing it around Zor and like pull him closer. And like this, the yarn is like basically like just sparking as he does it. And then after he brings him closer, he's just gonna thump Zor on the forehead with the metal hand.
And
yeah, go for it. What do you do?
So the lightning yarn starts to light on fire as I cast back Hellish Rebuke.
Roll deck save, Midas.
So stupid.
Oh my god, that's so much damage. Why'd you cast that third level? Why'd you do that?
Wait, that was third level?
I
No,
think
that was second
so.
level.
Oh, second level. Damn, that's just max damage.
Holy shit.
Oh my god!
That's the best it's ever rolled.
You should have taken a long rest.
Midas's armor is gonna glow as he casts Absorb Element.
Oh, he dies.
What is happening right now?
You get resistance, so it's 14 points of damage. Wow, that would have actually one-shot you. That's wild.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Oh shit.
I wasn't fully healed.
Oh damn, I'm a bad.
Oh,
That's
so 14 damage as you absorb the Hellish Rebuke's fire, so it doesn't burn as intensely, but that fucking hurt.
Yeah? How does that feel, Midas? Huh?
Midas's
like
hand is
me?
like smoking, and there's like still little flames on his hand from how his armor absorbed it. He's gonna thump Zor's head again, but with the fire damage.
Oh my
Don't thump me, punch me!
Fine.
24 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Bop him.
Oh my god.
So roll the fire damage too. I think that's a separate one, isn't it?
This is a D6, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then it's halved because I'm resistant.
Yeah, resist the fire. Yeah, D6. So 9 damage total. So as you guys are like fighting it back and forth, Sumida sees you guys and just kind of floats over and basically like just kind of like with the wind, you see like he flicks like 2 of his fingers like back and forth, and you guys get hit with like walls of wind and then get like scooped up by little tornadoes.
Hey, no fighting at the Feast of Remembrance.
Yeah, I would have fucked them up.
No,
He's
you
about to
will
go
not.
down. Look at him. He's so weak.
Look at him. Look at that big old bruise on his forehead.
Look at those scorch marks on his beautiful armor.
Guys,
There's like no marks on the armor at all.
It's in his soul.
The yawns is like ghost limp.
You guys need to knock it off right now. You're going to injure my innocent children with your magical dueling over here.
Yeah, he ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, Midas, you're gonna injure people with your magical dueling. Or if that's what you want to call it.
I'm surprised you even did anything without that book of yours.
Let me at him.
I'm just kind of running in place in the in the tornado.
Don't make fun of my book.
Womp womp.
Sumita's going to like flick you guys like to one like use the tornadoes to lift you and place you on like far ends of the village, just separating you two.
Womp womp.
Don't make me have to do this again.
And after your little fight, you guys eventually, probably Drag and Eladrin mostly, finish the night partying with the air genasi, and you guys all get a long rest and level up to level 6.
Yes!
We did it!
Oh my god!
Zord, like he didn't get to deal with long rest Midas. He would have got his ass handed.
Dude, I would have swept you. What do you? That was so much fun.
All I had to do was get in melee range. It's a wrap.
I know. You only hit me once. I couldn't take 4.
Dude, are you kidding?
That's so funny.
He's so absorb element saved your life.
I know.
I didn't know you were that
my
low.
God.
Well, dude, you freaking did like max damage on 3d10s. You did like 28 points of damage.
I didn't heal up all the way because I was like, there's no way we would get another combat so soon.
Yeah.
No way at all.
You never know with that group.
Yeah.
No,
Let's go! Finally, more infusions.
Yes.
Finally.
Oh god. I know you guys. A lot of you guys get a lot of cool stuff at this level. I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Manifest mind. Let's go.
Oh god. I gotta prepare for that one.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, so level 6 comes with a lot of... Don't tell them. We'll find out. Or so level 6 comes with a lot of stuff. I know some might be more roleplay based. Run it by me what's going to happen, because I think we do have next week off, right? Because I think, Matt, you're away, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we got a couple of weeks to kind of, start developing this kind of stuff. So... looking at June the 6th for our next session. I'll post the schedule and all that. So we get all that going. But yeah, so level up to level 6 and take your time figuring out stuff.